We are working very hard with the folks at Apple, our partners at DNA, to make sure from a server capacity standpoint that we're prepared. But the numbers are going to be more significant than just the 20 million plus that have done the Notify Me.
Now, there are 3 versions of the game. They're all free to play, but $9.99 to unlock. That's a risky strategy, a different strategy. Some have balked at that strategy. How many people do you think, of the 20 million, let's say, will actually pay for that?
So again, just to be clear, there's 3 different modes within the game itself. There's over 24 different levels. From our standpoint, we believe that a high percent of people who begin to play Super Mario Run will go on and purchase the full application. And I say this just based on the experiences that I've had as I've been showing off the game. Once people start to play Super Mario Run, they really are hooked. And so from our perspective, we think the percent that will go ahead and upgrade to the $9.99 is going to be very high.
It's exclusive to the Apple platform for now. What's the timeline to get it to Android?
Well, as you said, it's for now. So in order to develop the game and to make it as special, we had to focus on one platform, and we decided to focus on the iOS, iPhone, iPad. And so in the future, it is coming to Android. We've made that commitment, and that's something that'll happen in 2017.
And do you have any concerns about alienating that market?
We don't think so, because our focus is going to be to bring it onto all of those devices as quickly as possible. For us, it's all about making sure that the experience is great. It's making sure that from a consumer standpoint, they've got access to this game. Look, we see the market as all 2 billion plus smart devices out there, so certainly it'll be coming to the Android platform as soon as we can.
Now, Nintendo was part of the Pokémon Go phenomenon earlier this year. Bloomberg and others have reported that momentum has been slowing down. How would you describe momentum at Pokémon Go this point?
So what I would say is that whenever we've done some special events, we did a special event during Thanksgiving. There's about to be a new one. We see that engagement spike back up. And so we know that as we continue to provide new experiences to that Pokemon Go consumer, that they're going to jump back in and continue capturing their Pokemon. So for us, it's continuing to make ongoing improvements to the game, to make ongoing special events happen out there in the marketplace. But again, to step back, 500 million downloads is a huge, let's call it installed base of consumers to continue activating.
Now, one of your rivals, Sony, is hot on your heels with new mobile games as well. How do you see the balance playing out between the console and console games, mobile games, etc. this year?
Yeah, so to step back, from a Nintendo perspective, our mission is clear. We want as many consumers as possible engaging with our intellectual property and having the fun and engagement in doing that. For us, we're going to do that with not only smart devices and our dedicated console business, but we're going to do it with our licensed merchandise initiatives. We did something with fans, for example, that was tremendously successful. And we're also going to be in other forms of entertainment, best exemplified by our relationship with Universal Studios. With that range, we believe that that gives Nintendo a tremendous advantage because of our stable of intellectual property.
So how do you, though, see the shakeup between PC and console and mobile? I mean, obviously you want the game to be successful on all of these platforms, but where do you see the most engagement this year into next year?
And again, for us, we want to see consumers engage with Super Mario, for example. We want to see them do that on our home console business. We want to see them do that on our 3DS business. We want to see them do that on mobile. From our perspective, if they're interacting with our IP and enjoying it, we win in the long term. So we're not placing bets, let's say, on one area or the other. We're going to be in all of these different areas, and with our content, with our developers, with the gameplay that we deliver across these different platforms, we're going to win in the long term.
Now, Reggie, you and I have talked about VR in the past, and I'm curious, there were people out there who said 2016 would be the year that VR went mainstream. Do you think that was premature?
Well, certainly if you look at the marketplace data, it would suggest that it is. All of the projections that I've seen for VR have continued to come down. And I think in the end, And we've learned this through our own business. In the end, it's about providing consumers that compelling experience that brings a particular form of technology to life. And I don't believe we've seen that yet for VR. I certainly believe, as many others do in the industry, that there's long-term potential for that platform, but certainly to date, it has not delivered on the numbers that were initially projected.